Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. Like to remind you sometimes that here's my contact information. If you ever want to send me an email, I love to get email, and I love to get comments, and I always respond. And hope you're having a great day. Today I want to show you something that I did this weekend. I wasn't having a really good weekend because I had to get a new computer, and that's just so stressful. And when I'm feeling like that, one of the best things for me to do is to tangle. And I like to use the Any Oaken app called Art Raffle, and you can get what she calls a guided raffle, where the app provides a string and random patterns for you to use. And when I did that, it came up with a capital letter string and the patterns Assunta, Emingle, and Jetties. And I'll show you the tile that I did from that. Okay. And so I ended up kind of with an L. Okay, that was my string. I did an L, but I went ahead and filled this in with Emingle, and then I did Assunta, and here's Innies. And then I didn't want to do a lot of those, so I put Muka there. Okay, but I got very interested in this pattern, Assunta. And if you go to the newsletter, and I will put a link down below the video, if you click on the ... more, there will be information with links. And if you go to the newsletter, it explains how they found that pattern and the steps. And I just kind of went crazy with it. And here it is on the back. This is just, you can see how I do a lot of practice, okay? And I just wanted to share this with you. And these are fragments, okay? So I put some fragments in there. And I really loved, if you look at the picture from the newsletter, I like how it kind of tilted this way, then that way, and this way, and that way. And I ended up putting it on a big tile. This is just some paper that I cut. It is about 6 by 4, okay? And what I was trying to do was make it look very close to what you see in the newsletter for that picture. And I just kept doing it on different tiles, okay? Here's another one that I did, and I saw it done like this, where they filled in the black. I saw this on the Mosaic app, and I thought, well, that was really cool. And I put a bunch of fragments in that. And then this morning, I decided to do it with a gold pen on a black tile. And so I guess you can see it better like this. Okay, there you go. And that was fun. And this one is actually a little bit of a pinkish glitter pen, but it doesn't look that way. But very relaxing. When I find a pattern that I like, and I encourage you to do the same, practice it. Play with it in different ways. And the pattern inside of this is well. So we're going to do this pattern, and I'm going to show you basically how it's done. I've seen it done like this a lot, and I'm going to show you. Let me just kind of show you first what we're going to use. Okay, we're going to use a 3.5-inch tile. Getting kind of scattered here. I'm going to use Micron PN and Zentangle Graphite pencil, which is just a number 2 pencil, a blending stump, also known as a tortillon, and in case I need it, I always keep a little eraser close by. And I hope you enjoy this as much as I did doing it. Okay, I'm going to show you, like I said, I built this up. I did the pattern, and then I went through the fragments looking for ideas, and I'll show you some of the fragments that I liked. I love putting fragments inside of grids. Okay, so there's some options there for fragments. And I think this just makes a really pretty grid. Like I say, when you look at it like this, I saw where someone had done this really big and made a calendar out of it, and then they put their information inside this open part. Okay, so let me show you first how to do the basic pattern of Assunta. And I'm going to show you the way that Maria did it in the newsletter. And when she was trying to duplicate this, she tried different ways and then finally decided that she would make a grid with a line this way, that way. Okay, so this becomes your grid. So if you have a line this way, then below it, we're going to go the opposite, okay? Doing lines like this. I'll do one more. And I encourage you to look at Heather Hartwick Gladden's site. She does a video for Assunta, and she follows Maria's steps and shows some really good examples there at the end. Okay, so what I want to show you is when you have a line going down, so these are like your guide, we're going to come down and meet with that, and you can do it on both sides. Or you can take off and land, take off from here and then land down there. Okay, so this is the way Maria says to do it. Take off and land, take off from here and then land. Okay, so keep it in mind, here's your lines that are going up and down. And that's where I like to start. Well, let's start up here for our take off and land. Take off, land here and there. Take off from here and land. Okay, and then this was the line going this way. Take off and land. Okay. And I'm doing this kind of fast. I'm not expecting you to follow along, okay? Just showing you how those steps work. So this is not going to be perfect. Okay, here's another one going this way. So we're going to take off and land. And this is a concept that Rick and Maria use often, take off and land. And this is the way I do it. And then turn like this. And here's a line going this way. So again, take off and land. Take off And here's one. And once you kind of figure out how this works, it goes much easier. So here's your line going that way. And again, that one's going that way, so that's how we're going to take off and land. I think it's such a pretty pattern, and it's really fun to find for me, the fragments to go in there. And then, okay, here's a line going up and down. There's your line going that way. Take off and land. So you're taking off from the ones that are going this way, back and forth, and landing on the ones that are going down. And then I'm going to show you the way I like to do it. But this could be easier for you. Do what's easiest and most relaxing. I like to do Zentangle for the relaxation. I'm not trying to do a fantastic piece of Zentangle inspired art. My goal has always been to use it to relax. Okay, so there's the basic pattern. That's all there is to it. But I'm going to show you, let's show you in the back, let's do it on the tile. Okay, so with our 3.5-inch tile, and let's zoom in. You can use any paper. You can use any pen, any pencil that you have, and just use it to relax. Okay. Deep breath, let it out. Okay. I am so grateful to have Zentangle in my life. I really am. Because when there's a lot of stress, this is the way that I like to relax. So I'm going to put my 4 corner dots. And I'm going to make them even. They don't always have to be, but we're making a grid. Now you saw on the back on this piece of paper that we didn't do a grid. We just put the lines, and it came out pretty good for doing it fast. But I'm going to make a square border. And I tend to do better if I'm pulling it toward me. Okay, and then we're going to divide it in half. This looks better. Okay, that's about half. It doesn't have to be perfect. See, this one's bigger than the rest. It's okay. I don't use rulers. You know, Zentangle is something that if you have a piece of paper and a pen, you can take it with you anywhere. But I think I am going to move this one over just a little bit. Okay. All right, so there's my grid. Now I'm back to my PN. PN means plastic nib. And I forgot to mention, if you're new, the reason I have this paper clip in there is because I'm kind of rough on my tortillons, and it helps me to keep the point pushed out. And I just leave it in there because I use it all the time. All right, so now we're going to do that up and down grid. that I was showing you. Doesn't matter how you start. So I'm not going to make these very big. They're mostly a guide. Okay, so since that one is up and down, we're doing just the opposite on the row below it. And I just found that this grid helps me to keep things lined up. Keep things lined up. There we go. Can't talk. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm doing the opposite of what's up above there. To be careful if I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. Okay, so the way that I like to do this is kind of looking at this. So here's that line. Okay, so I'm going to be going up, and rather than do the takeoff and land, what I found to be more relaxing was knowing that this is where I'm going to go from, and I'm just going to make like a teardrop, come up to there, and come back down. Okay, and we have one here, so let's do all of them that are going in that direction. This one goes up. That one goes up. Okay, from here. That one is going to go up to there. And then this one. Here. And like I said, if it's more comfortable for you to do the takeoff and land from the tops of these, then go for it. Do what makes you relax and enjoy your tangle session. And like I said, once I figured this out, you can see how many tiles I did. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to turn it, and now I'm going to do that again with these. So here's this one. It's just going to touch the top of that one and come back down. Here's that one. So you start to see the pattern that these tips are going to match like that. Or the bulb end, whatever you want to call that. And the tails meet in the center. Grid patterns like this, to me, just help me enjoy my tangle session, because once I figure it out, I can just draw and relax. Okay, so now we're going to go the other direction. So if we look at this, here was our line going this way. So we went this way, down, across, down, and across. All right, so where this one goes up, that's our little tail, and it's going to meet that other part. Here's one. Keeping in mind that those little tails are now the tops of these where they meet, okay? And rather than turning my tile, I'm just going to go ahead and do that one. Here's one coming down this way. Okay, so where these meet, we're going to come down to here. This one's going to go up. Okay, it's going to come down. This one's going to go up. Okay, now to this row. Here's one going this way. So I'm going to go down. I almost didn't touch it. No mistakes. Okay, that one's going to go up. Same here. All right, where these meet, that's your up and down. That one's going to go up. Down. And then they're not all the same size. It doesn't matter. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for Zen, okay? So this is the top. That was the flat part going up and down. This one's going to go up. This one's going to come down. And then this one's going to go up. There we go. Isn't that a beautiful grid? I just love it. You could put all kinds of things inside of these, okay? Or, I was trying to, okay. So like on this one, like I said, this was very close to how it was a bench, I think she said, in a church. And the pattern had something similar to this, and it had something similar to flowers inside. On this one, I made it look kind of like flex inside. I've seen it done like this quite often, where they put lines between where these meet if you make it kind of fat. I've seen them definitely fatter than this and more open. So like on this one, where you could put little lines in between these, okay? But I think we'll do something similar to this, okay? So let's start first with the fragments. Now for this one, like I said, I did several different fragments. If you go to the Musterkel site, if you don't have the Zentangle primer, then the Musterkel site has all of the fragments there. And so, let's see. So, this fragment S3 is that one. And then here's fragment P7, and that's that one. And I tried that one once. There that one is. And then this one, I thought that one was kind of cool. And it's right there. And there's H5 on this one. And down here is M4. Okay. But this is very similar. Actually, these fragments are both very similar to the pattern called well. And I love doing well. So we're going to put this fragment into these spaces. And even though we don't have exact squares, it doesn't matter. Okay. And the way that you do well is we're just going to put an orb in the center, and then we're going to take off from there and land in each corner, like so. And I'm giving mine a little bit of a curve. Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that. And you can go clockwise coming off of this or counterclockwise. Either one works, but you're going to take off from there and land in the corner. All right. And again, I find this to be very relaxing because I've practiced it so many times that I remember it and I know what to do. And I end up turning my tile a lot because that's what's comfortable for me. Let's see if I can do it without turning so many times. You can also just do a straight curve like that. Okay? It's not that different. Down to the corner. I think the fragments are really fun to play with. If you have a little spot or a grid like this, even like on this one where I did several times. I was going to do them all. And again, this was practice. I was going to do them all with this, which is what we're doing now. And then I thought, no, I might want to do flowers. So this was just practice. It was just very relaxing, playing with it. I was having fun, but at the same time, relaxed, in the zen. And like I say, I have a habit of kind of curving that around and then in. They're not all perfect. They're not all exactly the same. But we're not trying to make a computer-generated image. Okay? We're creating our own art. And the focus of my channel mostly is to show you how to create a tile in an easy way so that you can relax and have fun and make a beautiful piece of art. That's the whole purpose of the Zentangle method. Oop, I'm moving off the screen. I don't speed up my videos, but if I'm going too slow, please feel free to use the YouTube controls to change the speed. Same thing if I'm going too fast or too slow, use those controls to your advantage. You can also pause the video at any time. I enjoy watching videos. I don't take very many live classes online because I prefer to watch a video because I can do exactly what I'm saying. Slow it down, speed it up, fast forward. I also don't add music. Okay, let's see if I can do this without turning my tile. Okay, I'm going to challenge myself to not turn my tile. I can do it. But I didn't hit the corner, did I? No mistakes. It's okay. So with it being summer, I do watch my grandkids, but they're in the other room, hopefully doing fine. I don't hear any yelling or screaming. They are, my granddaughters are aged 7 and 11. Okay, so there's that. And what I did on this tile and on all of these actually is I really like to put these lines like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on this one since I have shown you exactly what to do. Let's see how it looks if we don't do anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and remove those grid lines. And this is called a kneaded eraser. You can knead it like bread. And it's just very soft. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to just add the orbs here, which kind of mimics what we have here in the center. And then we're going to do another little teardrop inside, which is very close to what was on that woodwork on the bench that I showed. And like I said, the nice thing about this is these are such simple strokes and you're repeating it several times and it's just very relaxing. You could also do a lot with color on this. So my good friends who love to take what I do and add a bunch of color, I can hardly wait to see what you do. It's going to be beautiful. And I do color sometimes. See, I did blue. And yes, that can also be very relaxing to color something in like a coloring book. But I do find that just black pen on a white tile is very relaxing to me. Oops, see, I wasn't thinking. No mistakes. It really won't show in the end. I think I do better when I put the little orb down here first and then come up. Then I can remember what I'm doing. Okay. I still love the 3.5 inch tiles. It's a small piece of art that you're able to finish usually in one sitting. Okay, just continuing with this Zen. And I mentioned Heather Hartwick Gladden. She does a Zentangle quickie every day. I don't know how she does it. Well, she doesn't have kids to babysit, probably, is number one. She's much younger than me, but she does these sessions also with her mother, who is also a CZT. Isn't that cool? I do wish I could have shown Zentangle to my mother. She was an artist. She drew. I honestly don't know if she used oil paints or acrylics, but I have her art all over my home. I went to her first oil painting class when I was pregnant in 1984, and she continued to do it, and I did not. All right, so let's just do some shading and see what we think. I never know how this is going to turn out, because I didn't practice this one exactly that way. So I'm just going to go inside here. Well, actually, that's not what I meant to do. I want to be, sorry, yes, I'm using my eraser. The Zentangle police will be knocking at my door. Just kidding, just kidding. So the way that this is coming around, that's where I want to put my shading. Okay, so rather than turn this every time, let's just do it on all of them that are going in this direction. And again, like I said, this is where you could add color. You could do like I did, put different tangles inside, or just leave it open. Do a smaller grid or a larger grid. I don't do perfect tiles. I don't do perfect videos, and that's okay. I haven't shaded one of these like this, but I've shown you several examples, and I don't want to do the exact same thing that I've already done on those other tiles for the video. And with shading, just like with the drawing, take your time. Just enjoy what you're doing. And like on this other one, if I can get it. When you're filling these in, if you wanted to do one like that, just enjoy that time of filling in that area. Just relax and enjoy that part. I used to not like it. If there was a pattern that had a section that had to be filled in like that, I avoided it. I don't do that anymore because, for one, it's adding some awesome drama to your tile when you add those dark spots. Like, you could fill in these spots and make them solid black. Play what I say. What I usually say is play what if. What if I did this? Or what if I did something different? Zentangle also has a book on reticula and fragments. And reticula just means a grid. And then the fragments are just tiny patterns that you put inside that grid. But there's a reticula and fragments book, and they had a CZT seminar. I think it was like Zen Again, where all of the participants were CZTs, and I had a few friends that were there, and they had the CZTs take different reticula and fragments and make tiles with them, little bijou-sized tiles. And then that book is full of those ideas. Pretty cool. Okay, I've done that one. Wow, that one went straight down. Okay, just keep adding a little bit of shading. All right, now let's blend those. So with my blending tool, I'm just going to come next to each of these and just soften it. If you're not sure of what kind of difference your shading makes, you might want to take a picture of your tile when you've finished just drawing it, and then add the shading and look at the difference. Look at the before and after. It's always cool. Okay, I missed it there, but there's probably enough on my blending stump to put that there. If you do get one that's, kind of muddy at the end, you can get a nail file and just kind of clean it. Okay, I'm kind of jumping around. I know this is taking a while, but can you already see the difference? I love adding the shading. And I do very simple shading. I do probably the same thing on all of my tiles because that's what I'm comfortable with. There are some really good teachers out there that teach more details in shading than I do. I am planning sometime soon to do a shading video. I was kind of looking into it when my computer crashed. That's always so stressful. missed that one. And I may have missed some others along here. There we go. That one. And that one. All right, what do you think? Isn't that cool? Okay, so we can leave it like this. We can play what if. What if we made it a little bit different? You could put an aura around the outside. Let's put some shading inside of these, just at the tips. Okay. And you could even fill it in with the shading. Because these aren't very big. Okay, there's one. I always get to the end, and sometimes after I finish my video and I'm editing and trying to get it ready, I'll see where I left something out. But again, no mistakes. I know when I'm watching somebody else tangle and they miss something, I wonder if they see it later or not. But it's okay. It's your art. It's just fun, you know? Okay. My blending stop. You know what? Let's just fill these in since we put that in. That's another, well, what if we did that? I like it. Another one of my favorite people to watch is Kelly Bluen, and I think a lot of you already watch her. I met her at my CZT 34 seminar in 2019. And she's awesome. She is also a school teacher, and I can tell by the way she teaches in her videos. She's very calm, very relaxing, explains things so well. All right, did we get them all? Oop, there's one. Cool. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Well, like I said, you could come back and you could make these darker or fill them in all the way. Oh, look. Two that I missed. Okay. Oh, more. And more. Okay, let's just kind of do this. I do that sometimes and I still miss them. All right, there we go. So I encourage you to put the name of the pattern on the back. So this was Assunta, and Fragment K2. And these are both by Zentangle headquarters. Sign it, date it. If you want to, put some information on the back about what's happening in your life at that time. And I've learned that from Kelly Bluen also, and it's a great idea. So there we go. Add your chop. I'm going to put mine down here. And sometimes I forget to mention that we need to show gratitude. It's another one of the 8 steps. Okay, so gratitude and appreciation. We did our corner dots, the border, the string. We didn't really have a string this time. We tangled, we did the shading, initial and sign, and then appreciate your work again. Okay. Let's zoom out and compare this with some of the other ones that I did. Okay, there's that one. Okay, this is the one that started it all for me this weekend. And that was fun. Okay. And then this one that I did this morning. And this is the one that I did first after I had done this one. So like I said, if you find a pattern that you enjoy, do it several times. And it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Just find some things that you enjoy. The Art Raffle app, of course, these are all fragments, but if you have done the little bijou tiles like this, you can put them in a little box, shake them up, and then without looking, pull some things out. That's what the Art Raffle started out as from Annie Oken, her suggestions. And then just put those patterns together. Try. That's what this one is. Okay? Initially, I'm thinking when I pulled those up that I don't know if I want to do it that way. But just do it. Try it. It's just paper. And it's a good experience. Okay? You'll find the patterns that you like. And you'll find the ones that you want to do again and again. And that you can remember so that if you're sitting somewhere and you can find a tablet and a pen, you can do Zentangle. All right? Thank you so much for coming back each time and watching my videos. Thank you for your comments and for your support. And I hope you'll come back again. Thank you. Have a great week. Bye.